Chris, I just want to go. We're live.
We are live. This is great. I love it.
Okay, next time we'll do the countdown, but I got to start 30 seconds ahead of time. It was going to mess me up on my timing. All right, so hey,
like
everybody, welcome. We've got a special edition of As Money Walks. We've got Mr. Pete Stagl. Stagl, right? I said it right?
Yes.
Yep. I messed up your name and put an H in there accidentally, but I got it corrected now. It's Mr. Stagl.
Yep.
And he's going to be talking to us about some staging tips on, how to get your house ready to sell. And actually, the staging tips are good just to have your house more comfortable to live in, honestly. And then Chris gets to talk to him about some technical stuff. You're excited about that, aren't you, Chris?
Oh, gosh, I am so excited about that. So I'm not spending thousands and thousands of dollars on it.
I think it'll go the other way. You'll talk to Pete and you'll end up spending thousands and thousands of dollars. You'll be like, I didn't even know this toy existed. I want one of these.
Well, like the toy behind him. I need one of those, Alex. I need a toy like that. I need those toys. Those are cool.
So, Pete, you ready to get started, buddy?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right, let's get started. Chris just doesn't feel right unless we get his little jam going. He's just off all day without that.
That is a very interesting intro.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm in the mountains, man.
Yeah, we should probably we could probably do a little better. We might mess with that.
I know we might mess with that.
I
still like it.
I
still like it.
So Pete is my photographer. He does all my real estate stuff, and he does a lot of cool things. He'll do the 360 walkthroughs. He'll do video if you want, and he does floor plans. And one of the things I really like about him is his professionalism, and I've got a consistency of product. I know I don't have to worry about the toilet seat being up. Just little things like that some people don't care about, but to me, it makes a big difference. So,
absolutely.
Pete, what's your favorite part of the job, buddy?
I like going into different houses and seeing how different people live and everything like that. But the big thing is I like taking photos of buildings and not so much people, but buildings. And so being able to go in and see how the different interior styles are and different things that people do. Every house is different, even if it's the same floor plan. And so that's always an interesting thing to see every time we go into a property.
So that'll segue nicely into Chris's next question here.
Oh, that's the sceneries, right? Hey, what is the weirdest thing that you've ever seen?
So probably the weirdest.
PG-ish.
And PG-ish.
Oh, okay. Probably the weirdest is I was scheduled to do a floor plan, and apparently nobody told the homeowners that we were going to do a floor plan. So I was told that it was vacant on lockbox. I get the lockbox the key out of the lockbox, open up the door, ring the doorbell, because they always ring the doorbell because you never know what's going on in the house. And some drunk guy stumbles over and says, "What's going on?" I said, "I'm here to do a floor plan." And he said, "Oh, okay." And he goes off and passes out in another room. As I'm going through, I'm turning on lights and trying to do my floor plan. And there's a drunk guy over here. There's a drunk guy over here. There's a drunk guy over there. And there's just drunk guys, everybody. And I went to go do the bathroom, and a guy with his pants halfway down comes. It's like, okay, you use the bathroom. I'll be back. Okay. And so that was definitely the weirdest. I prefer it when people aren't drunk laying around in the middle of my shoot, but
that's hilarious.
Do you charge more if there's half naked drunk men all over, or do you charge less?
I charge more now.
That's an additional fee.
It's extra surcharge.
That's a surcharge. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And what's funny is that I've done a lot for that broker since then, and that's just the craziest one I've had to do.
Wow.
It's just crazy.
I think that's weird. It's funny, but it is weird. All right, so we'll move on to some okay. So I think a great staging tip is no drunk, half naked men would be a great staging tip to start off with. What
Yes,
other
yes.
tips?
Boy.
What other tips do you
boy.
have, Pete, for people, getting ready for getting their house
Well,
sold?
it's a very stressful time for the sellers because they've been getting the house ready for who knows how long. Sometimes it's months. Sometimes it's they just know within a couple of weeks that they have to get clean out and declutter and everything in their house. And so that's number one is to declutter as much as you can. Put stuff in your garage. Put it in their closets. A lot of the personal stuff you don't want it out on the internet. So if you have, your diplomas and family photos, that stuff you really want to put away. That's a good privacy tip because you don't want that stuff out there on the internet. But there's a lot of things that we help our clients with. When we show up, we're going to move the trash cans from the outside, make sure that they're not in the shot. Pull them out to the street or put them in the garage type of thing. The cars are the number. When we get there, we always go knock on the door, say hi to everybody, and then hey, can you move your car? Because it's always in the front of the house.
Think about that, right?
It's always in the driveway because people just don't think about moving their vehicle. They park and then that's just where their car lives. But we don't want cars in the shot. We want to see the house because that's what we're selling, right? We're selling the house, not the car or the personal effects.
And it's kind of funny, like you're saying, because it is emotional to people. I've had people kind of get upset because it's like, this is my house. I still live here. And then just I think, honestly, the decluttering and packing up helps them emotionally to prepare for the move. Because at some point, you have to emotionally disconnect from the house and realize, okay, we're getting this ready for somebody else.
Right.
It's not my house anymore. And I think the decluttering and packing up, it helps set that, that emotional break because it is. People love their houses.
Yeah.
Right.
And we never know what the motivation is behind the sell. It could be that they have to move away for a job. They may have lost a job, and so that they have to move. Any number of life circumstances. And so we're very sensitive when we come into a house. Is that you've done a great job because I'm sure that they've been working. Maybe not the drunk guys when I did a floor plan, but they've been working on making sure that the house is ready as best they can. Moving all the stuff out. I don't know what the house looks like before even you guys go in and say, hey, you're ready to sell the house. So they've done a great job, I'm sure. But it's an emotional time. You don't know why they're moving. You don't know. I shot a house last week, I think, and I was talking with the homeowner, and they planned on that being their forever home. And then circumstances changed. I didn't get into details with it, but they had to move to Florida to be with their daughter or whatever. And you could tell that they loved the home, that they built it up to being and renovated it the way that they wanted it. They had it decorated beautifully, but it was a very emotional time for them. And so, but putting all of that decluttering and making it depersonalizing the house so that somebody else can step in and say, I could see myself here is a big piece of it. Yes,
absolutely. We got a question from the audience. Do you recommend removing expensive things?
To an extent. So some stuff it actually it makes the house look nice, like furniture and stuff like that. But when it comes to small items like jewelry or computers, things that could be easily pocketed on the way out, type of thing, you want to put those stuff away. I know a lot of clients have watches and things like that in their bedroom because that's where they put their stuff. If it's out on the counters, you want to put that away. Put it in the closet. We don't typically take shots of the closet, and so that's a great place to put all your stuff. But anything that somebody who's a criminal looking at the internet could potentially go and see a house and pocket, you want to put that type of stuff away.
Agreed. I always tell people, I believe people are good, but little kids like shiny things, so I'm just like,
there you go.
And I've seen them. I've seen like little guys just grabbing golf. Well, they left the golf balls here. So no, they did it. They're their golf balls. Leave them.
Yeah.
And it's innocent. So I agree. Anything that's like you can just grab and put in your pocket, I would hide. Anything of great value, I'd probably hide it as well. Firearms, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
we lock them up in
Absolutely.
a closet, and it's smart to just
And,
do
You have
and
all
that.
your
that's
fire. Go ahead.
okay.
Sorry. I said, do you have all your firearms out, Alex? Shoot, I
I
don't
just
even want
leave
to go
them
to your house.
around.
It's
I
like
mean, what do
guns right there. And
don't you? You don't leave it on the table, and
yeah, it's like, come to my house.
it's like my
Well,
best
and
friend.
and
She sits at
that's
the
actually one of
table
the
with
things that
me.
we do is we avoid shots of the gun safe or anything like that, so we don't draw attention to, hey, there may be some valuables in the home. And so,
Agreed.
so
I think that's a
a lot
great
of
tip.
times safes and stuff are in the middle of closets or bedrooms, or I've had them in the middle of dining rooms and whatnot, because they're larger sometimes, and that's the only place they can put it. And so we avoid direct shots of that, so that we don't put, hey, there's potentially something of value here. You should come in with a truck and hook a chain up to
Right.
Yeah, agreed. So Pete is here because we're doing this Saturday, March 27th at 10 a.m. We'll put a link in the description to register. We're going to do a first time home selling 101. And it's kind of funny because, everybody, first time home buyers, we got all these programs and there's a lot of attention to them. But I honestly think selling your home for the first time is as stressful or even possibly more so than when you buy a house. So we thought it would be a good idea to put together these panelists. Chris will be there, Pete will be there, and Pete's going to talk about some of the stuff he talked about now. And, we've got some picture examples of what not to do, which is always
it.
kind of, what's amazing is because we found some that are in other areas and everybody thinks it was like 20 years ago, but we found stuff from like right now, our MLS right now. It just embarrassing almost because it's
Oh,
things
yeah.
they could do. It's not
Like
a
even just keeping
guy.
people out of it.
Right.
Oh, it's and what blows my mind is because then I'll look to see what commission they charge. I'm like, wow, this guy is charging the same as what I do, and I do a lot more professional of a job. That's always blows my mind.
That is so crazy. And it could be the little things, right, Alex? Like little changes that doesn't cost that much money to change in
Like-
your house.
Like
Turn the
just
TV off.
hiding like you were saying, the trash can. Just hide the trash can. Hide the extra kids.
Yeah.
Put them in a closet.
Extra kids, huh?
Yeah.
When you have 6 kids, it feels like some of them are extra. Bring their friends over. There's always people. Do you want to get into the camera stuff, Chris?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
He's
So
excited. All right.
okay. So what is I've been doing YouTube videos. I've been doing a lot of graphics and this and that, and I've bought a lot of different stuff. And and of course, possibly not the best stuff because they say, hey, this is the best stuff to buy. So what do you recommend for the least amount of money if you're going out there and you're trying to do let's say a live stream or something because your camera could actually go live on YouTube if you wanted to. What do you recommend? Do you recommend a Canon, the EOS? I mean, there's what do you recommend as a good entry level camera or an equipment?
You'd be really surprised. Years ago, things really it mattered a lot. What camera you did, what brand you did, what system you bought into. But nowadays, things have come so far. I mean, even your phone has a great camera on it for a lot of things. And what we've found in our business is we actually just use a Canon M50, and we use that for all of our stuff, both for video and photos as well. And this is actually what I would recommend you guys use as well.
Camera M50.
It's a fairly entry level mirrorless camera, and with the correct lens and accessories, you can actually connect it right up to your computer and live stream right directly from that camera. So it does a lot of the things that you would want it to do, and which is why we use it ourselves in our company, because it has a very good sensor, and so you have plenty of image data to work with, both on the video and the photo side. It shoots 4K, so if you want to have that higher quality of video, it'll do that. It has a nice selection of lenses. We obviously use a what do you call it? It's a ultra wide angle lens. And so,
Ultra wide. Okay.
Yep. This
I
one
saw
is
those,
11 to 22. And so it actually is one of the lenses that people tend to use when they do live stream, because you're right there in front of your face trying to see yourself. And so you need that wider angle lens to be able to show what you're looking at.
And so as far as the, like, of course, I was looking at the M50s, and, and I saw those, and of course they're, they'll range from $699 all the way to $1,000 just for the camera itself. And then, of course, Alex was talking about yesterday of blurry things in the back, the different lenses that you could actually use. Now, I guess my question would be is what type of mic system would you actually put on there? If you were to buy a mic system on top of your, would it be a Rode or?
So yeah, I like the Rode products, and what we use, especially when we do our agent videos, is we use a Rode. What do they call it? It's a wireless Go, and so it's a wireless transmitting microphone. So we put it on top of the camera, and then you can connect it to the subject who's speaking, and it actually has a built-in microphone, and so you can just use the microphone there, or you can connect a nice lav mic to it and hide it a little bit nicer to get the audio.
Okay. I'm going to have to write all this down because I have to go to I'm going to the store right after this, Alex.
I'll meet you at Best Buy.
I know, that's how I was like going boom, 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 boom. I'm at Best Buy downtown, man. Geez, I'm going.
Yeah.
So, and then the lighting part. We know that lighting is very important.
Absolutely.
So do you recommend us getting, of course, you don't want to be carrying around all these, lights all over the place. What type of lighting, the EOS or something that you have to plug in, battery operated, especially in that area, or?
It really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're going to do on location type stuff, the best lighting is going to be the lighting that you already have. And that's going to be, the natural light coming in through the windows. You're going to want to, position yourself near the window so it's lighting you correctly if that's what you're doing. If you're doing studio setup and you're not trying to truck it all around, there's all sorts of different things you can do. I prefer LED lighting just because you can adjust a lot of the settings on it, and you adjust the color, temperature. I actually have a light over here. It's not that one over there. There's another light over here.
I know, that's so awesome. That is so awesome.
So that one is a very yellow. It's got an Edison bulb in there, and so it's a very yellow light. And so I have a LED light over here that's actually toned down to be more yellow to match that a little bit, so that the lighting is kind of the same.
And so and then also, like, if you're handling the camera, I know that Ruby was asking about that question about, because it kind of shakes when you're.
Oh, you're going to need a gimbal.
The gimbal.
Oh yeah. If you're going in, you got to have a gimbal.
Got to have a gimbal. I mean, do you get the DJI? Because I saw those DJI that's like $900 for that big old thing, and you put
the camera. Need the big one. You don't need the big one. And again, it depends on the camera, because they make a small one that'll hold your phone. So if you have a high quality phone, like any of the more recent ones, you can use a gimbal with your phone. We use a DJI Ronin. I have it sitting up there. And it's the SC is all you need for the smaller cameras, and it's designed for the mirrorless cameras. Yeah.
Okay.
And so
what are those, about $400-500 probably?
Yep, $400, $500, $600. I haven't checked the price in a while.
So you're still going to be a couple grand, Chris.
I know.
I'm
thinking it's a couple grand, but the way that I was looking at it is I was looking at these cameras over there, and the Nicodia or whatever, and then the updated Canon. Yeah, and then the updated Canon was like $1,900 just for the. Yeah, I mean, it was super sick.
And you can go all the way up, and and what we use is what's called an APS-C sensor. It's a crop sensor camera. All it means is that the sensor is a little bit smaller than some of the other cameras out there, but it has this a nice megapixel count. It does a great job. But you can spend thousands of dollars on just camera bodies, just the body without a lens, without anything else, and then thousands more on the lens. But you don't need to, unless you're doing very specific things and trust me, you'll need a better camera if you're doing those specific things. It's portraits. Sometimes you'll want a higher quality so you can get.
But you're not gonna be doing that for
better depth or
for a beginning video blogger like Chris.
Yeah,
The 50
you know,
would be good.
and of course you don't
Canon
need those.
M50. That's
I
all
like
I need.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, that's what I'm going to go buy right now.
That's perfect. See, saved you thousands of bucks. Look at that. You owe Pete lunch now too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Hey Pete, if I just write you a check, you just go get the stuff and put it together for me and go, hey, you're ready to go, Chris. How
All
much
right,
did that
hey
cost?
Chris, we can't forget the best question. Thank you
Yeah.
for the technical
Appreciate
talk
it.
like that. I know some
Of
people don't
course.
care, but I kind of find it interesting,
I
and
love
I've
it.
been wanting to upgrade my camera. So yeah, the 50 would
There
be
you go.
good because I got an old T3i, which actually
Mhm.
isn't a bad camera,
It's
but
not.
it's not great on the video piece. I can't record a lot of video. It's very, it's like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then it stops. So,
Yep.
and I can't stream to anything either because it's too old. So
Yeah,
the 50,
and
I like that.
and that's just a product of the fact that it's an older camera. The
Yes.
sensor in it is great. That it's just they haven't updated the software to be able to do a lot of
Yeah,
the
the quality is
stuff that you
good.
can do
It's
now.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do the stuff the new stuff does. You ready, Chris?
Mhm.
This is
Yeah.
the hardest question.
This is the hardest question. Favorite restaurant? What is your favorite restaurant?
In Albuquerque,
Oh.
Rio Rancho
In
area.
Albuquerque, Rio Rancho area.
So I'm from upstate New York, and so I like pizza, and my favorite pizza is at Aldo's in Rio Rancho, and it is the
Oh.
closest to New York City style pizza I have found here.
Aldo's. Really?
Yes.
I've never been there either.
I've never been to Aldo's. It's a
It-
pizza place?
Yep, it's right next to Intel in Rio Rancho, right off 528.
All right, we got to try it.
I'm going.
We got to try it.
I'm going today.
No, you're not going today. You're buying a camera. You're taking the
I'm
day
gonna go
off
buy
to
a camera,
camp.
take it
I know
off,
what
and
you're
then I go buy
doing.
pizza.
You're gonna have a busy day planned, huh?
I know, man. This
Camera
is great.
shopping. Hey, Chris or Pete, thank you, buddy. Where can people find you?
You can find us at our website, servant360nm.com. Yeah, we have
And are you currently taking more clients?
absolutely every day, every client that comes our way, we'll take.
Okay, Chris, are you currently taking more clients?
Absolutely. You can reach
Yes.
me here, there, anywhere, but yes, absolutely.
And I would say the same. I am also taking new clients as well. I don't
Are
want
you
anybody to
taking
ever
more new
think we're too
clients?
busy. We will
Absolutely.
take it. We look busy, but we've got help. We can do this. Thank you
Absolutely.
guys very much. This has been As Money Walks, and we'll see you guys later.